to Nova Scotia actually. Uh, that after we talked about how they put a white guy as the minister of African Nova Scotian affairs. So after a lot of outcry and a lot of people complaining for the right reasons, because again, it was ridiculous. The conservative government in Nova Scotia has appointed Dwayne Provo named Associate Deputy Minister of the African Nova Scotia Affairs. He will be the third highest deputy in cabinet, which makes him one of the highest black politicians with a higher ranking without even having a seat, which is actually great. And again, congratulations to him. And he's a guy that said that that he thinks there needs more black representation. And it's kind of good to see the conservative government listen. I think we criticize the government a lot in conservative Greens, well, not NDP. Nobody criticized them in New Brunswick because they don't exist. But anyways,
You
uh,
love, you love.
I mean, I want them to do something. That's why I take shots at them because I hope
Yeah,
they
you
do
take a lot of
something.
shots. It's funny.
I hope they do something once. I mean, we need a change, but I don't know what they're thinking. But anyways,
They're not gonna. I don't think.
well, it is what it is.
The
Uh,
provincial NDP, yeah, they're very different. You open my eyes. I don't want to. You opened my eyes to that a couple of weeks ago. They're very different than the federal ones, and I can see that up close and personal because I got all kinds of stories about them now.
I
yeah,
will
yeah.
say I also relayed your opinion, Fidel, to somebody on the phone the other day, and we had a whole conversation about how you were right. So look at you, just changing our minds left, right, and center.
Anyways,
Okay, Dwayne Provo, yeah.
but yeah, we criticize the government here, but
Mhm.
at least the conservative government did listen to their people. They realized that that was ridiculous, and they made a change, which was the right change to do. I mean, they had to put somebody black that wants to, advocate for black people. Is it enough? Well, that's debatable, but it's a change. So, Hillary, what's your take on this?
Like, but why did they listen? They listened not because they want black representation, because they want the votes. Because, like, if they would have kept a white person there, would black conservatives have been more upset? Is this trying to convince people, like you said, that they are listening? I think that this is all for like optics and looks. He's still also a conservative. It's not replacing the person that was actually put as the minister in power. It's just putting a black person as what at like 3 stages below the person in power. It's only like mildly helpful, but it's not actually reversing the change that was made. I just see it as like optics, as trying to fix a situation. I don't really know if it's listening to the people because they feel that there should be representation. It's listening to the people so that they are appeased, so that they vote them back in again. I don't believe there was any like good intention really behind it.
What about you, Clinton? What's your take on this?
I don't know. It's one of those things where it kind of feels like it's supposed to feel like a win, but it really feels like it's still a big loss.
Yeah.
It's They put Dwayne Provo, former CFL player, which of course entertainment, black people play football, basketball, sing, dance, and but also an educational administrator, and I'm sure a super intelligent man and a really great person, and I sincerely mean that. But yeah, they put him third in command. They didn't listen to the community because the community did want a black person. I said in the previous episode that I understand why they wouldn't put a non-conservative in, because power is still more important to them than black people and equal rights, and that's how their power works for them. But it's kind of like, black people asking for equality and getting a holiday. I don't know what kind of power he'll have. I don't It doesn't feel great. It doesn't feel great at all. It feels like he'll be I hope he's not just a token player and just something done for PR and optics, and that they truly listened and said we need to do something. But it it doesn't leave a great taste in my mouth, to be honest.
I mean, I think one of the things that I push for, and I got to give it up in to certain parts of politics here. Uh, the first black man to be elected in politics was Lincoln Alexander, and it was the Conservative Party that gave him the chance. The Conservative Party was one of the first, or the first party to get advocates to black people. Uh, the Liberals then jump on ship, and that's it. I do think Nova Scotia in particular has a lot of more black, or I would say more black representation in the Maritimes than any other province in the Maritimes. I think they have a lot of, or not a lot, but some black representation. I do think that they are a more louder voice, and I think Dwayne Provo should be part of that loud voice because I think one thing that I do like about Nova Scotia is that conservative, NDP, Green, if they black, they can all, or I'm gonna rephrase that. Canadian politics in general. I'm not gonna just be skinny. Whether you're all the parties, they all agree on that. Yo, we need black people here, and the black people that are there are like, okay, this is some racist shit. We're not going to tolerate this shit. Compared to other places that they just try to defend it. Like I remember, I don't know if you guys remember when Donald Trump was elected president. There was the election here. Kelly Leach, which was a representative of the conservatives, she was praising Donald Trump and thinking that that should be more in Canada. And the conservatives, her own party, was like, "We're not tolerating this racist shit. We're not supporting you. We're not doing this shit for you." And it was the minority caucus that were like, "We're not doing this." However, I think in Clinton's point, I think it's gonna be up to Dwayne Provo to be the loudest voice. I think he needs to be loud to be recognized. And if that doesn't happen, if he gets put in like a token, like you said, if he's like a token guy, he should resign. That's what he should do. That would be the thing that he should do. Just like Selena did with the liberals, or just like what I don't remember her name, which she was indigenous, did with the liberals as well. Like, I think that's the thing. I think I can't say, I will say that in Nova Scotia, it's a politics are more progressive towards black people because they're in politics and they're actually in places. And I think they was wrong for having a white guy when you have actually black MPs there just because they're not from your party. But I definitely think that I think I think it's gonna be a wait and see game just to see what he do, what happens. But I think if he voices his word, and hopefully we can have it on the show, maybe we can talk to him to see what it is. Maybe we can see what exactly is going to happen. But yeah, I think we have to wait and see. Maybe he could be a token, which it wouldn't be a surprise. We've seen this before, that they put a black guy. It's like, oh my god, let's put some black person or somebody brown just to get rid of these people. Like, we've seen this, but we got to check if he does it or not. So congratulations to Dwayne Provo. Hopefully we can have it on the show. We should have a couple of people from Nova Scotia soon.